Hi everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we're going to look at how you can switch views from grid to list using GSAP Flip. So into my Webflow project, let's just take a look at the structure here. So within my interview flex box, I have this switch and then I also have the content and the CMS. So in this interview wrap, we have the CMS list. This is a grid. We also have the item, which is also a grid. That's going to be important. And then I just have the image and the content. The content is also a grid. And then on the left side here, I have a switch, which is my toggle. So I have a link block. And within the link block, I have those two sections where the icons are. So we have the grid icon and then the list icon. And then in the back, we have that active state background. So with this setup, let's take a look at the list classes that we want, because we're actually going to create different classes to create a different layout to switch between the list and the grid. So if I go into my second page that I've set up here, this is the list and they all have different classes. So if I go back through that structure, we have the list is list. If I take that off, it goes back to how the grid would be. And then I have the interview item is list. If I take that off, we're going to go back to what the grid looks like. And we're just changing the amount of columns in the grid. So if I go back to list, there's 2 columns. So within each section, the interview content is list new class. And if that is removed, you can see the grid is switching to 1. So now this is exactly how our grid view looks. So we've just created new classes, adding on those combo classes to create that list view. And the same goes for the toggle. So as you can see, this icon is grayed out on the list, and then the background has also been moved. So what's happened here is where it says view move, so that's the background, is list is just moved over. So if we look at the transform, we can see that it's just moved over 100%. So it's gone from here, from 0 to 100%. Okay, so once you have your second structure laid out, that's when we can get into the code. So let's go to GSAP install. So this is just www.gsap/install. So we want to go to the CDN and then we want to click on flip, and then you'll have these 2 snippets that you'll want to copy from here. So now back into Webflow, if we go to our settings and we can look at the code, we have that installed, the script installed at the top here. And what we're actually doing is we're telling GSAP to flip the classes. So you can see that our isList class is just being toggled. And then the interaction is started when the view toggle is being clicked. So that's the link we set up here. So once this is clicked, that's when the interaction starts. So make sure, something that will be important is that you don't clear these classes. So that's why I would recommend having the list view as a separate page, or just having it in your style guide. You can just not have it, but then you don't want to clear all your styles and then accidentally remove all the classes, the second classes that you set up for the other view. I've seen quite a few versions of this GSAP flip where the whole content moves into position, and I just found it a little bit, it wasn't very clean. So I was looking at another example of a site where it faded in and out, and I just felt that this looked a bit cleaner. So that's why we have this opacity to fade into the views, and that's where it fades in and out. It just looks slightly cleaner, I think. And then this is the section where it fades back. So it's fading back. And then I just have this prevent default because there was some weird behavior going on when the link block was clicked. So we just wanted to override that default behavior. So if you head to my website on my resources, you'll find all the code for this particular interaction here, which you can just copy, put it into your project settings, or alternatively, you can build out your own code and change the classes. But just remember to keep both the list and the grid view as grids, all the content in between as grids, and you're just toggling how many columns you have in your second class. So you're just changing this, and then it should be a smooth interaction. Hope you found this helpful. Thank you for watching.